Have you ever been told stop trying to be someone you're not? How did you feel? Did you feel a little bit defensive? Maybe a little bit angry? You're not alone, we've all been there. But today I'm going to flip that idea on its head, because honestly, if you want a different life, you have to be different. Welcome back to Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. This is a podcast that's all about transforming the way you think so you can start living the life that you truly want. I'm Sanj, and today I'm tackling a topic that's going to challenge the way you think about yourself and your growth. As I said, if someone's told you to stop trying to be someone you're not, but if you want to be someone different, someone with more success, more happiness, more fulfillment, then guess what? If you're not being that person now, if you don't have that life now, you're going to have to become someone you're not. So Jim Rohn, I know I use his quotes a lot, but I think they are very powerful, and I think they're actually suited to a lot of situations. Jim Rohn said, if you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. Now think about that. What if the life you want isn't about staying the same person, but it's about evolving into a new person, into a better version of yourself, someone different who has different habits, routines? As always, there will be some practical tips to help you with this, but I'm also going to be talking about how you can start changing yourself, why you get upset when someone tells you stop being someone you're not, and why you actually need to be someone you're not. So when someone says it, when someone goes to you, and I've had it myself, stop being fake, stop being someone you aren't, you get defensive, maybe a little bit angry. And the reason is because our minds are wired to protect our sense of identity, even if that identity isn't serving us well. So when someone questions how you're acting, you take it as an attack on who you are. It feels like they're saying you're not good enough. And so what is your immediate reaction? It's to put up walls, it's to defend your actions, it's to withdraw and just think to yourself, hold on, I don't like this. Because deep down, you want to believe that you're already doing your best. You don't want people to be calling you out on stuff. But the thing is change is uncomfortable. And when someone challenges you while you're changing, they're poking at the parts of you that you may not be 100% comfortable with yet. Because if you're changing yourself, if you're improving yourself, this is a new version of you. So you may not have stepped into it like you had the old version of yourself. So this is why you feel threatened. But you know that actually your growth won't happen in your comfort zone. And if you're in your comfort zone, you're not changing anything. So you can only change when you're stepping out of your comfort zone and doing things differently. Yeah, so if you've ever felt annoyed when someone has called you out, it's because your brain is trying to protect you from the change. But actually, if you weren't happy with who you were or what your life was, and you're wanting to change, that change is exactly what you need. But you just need that time to get comfortable with it. And if you want to live a life you've never lived, if you want to be if you want to have different circumstances, you have to become someone you've never been. You can't expect to live a life that you've never lived by being the same person you are today. Look at anyone who's achieved massive success, whether it's in their career, in their personal life, in their health, their relationships. They didn't stay the same person. They evolved. They improved. They became the version of themselves that could handle the success they wanted. They became the person that could actually be the person they wanted to be. Take someone like, say, Oprah Winfrey. Do you think she started out as confident, as powerful as she is today? No, she became that person by working on herself, by stepping into new roles, by embracing parts of herself that she hadn't fully developed. You can think to yourself, who you are now is who you'll always be. But that is a limiting mindset. Your identity isn't fixed. You're not stuck. You're under no obligation to be who you were yesterday. The habits, the mindset, and the skills that got you to where you are now won't get you up to the next level. And that's not just me saying this, it's actually been proven that people who embrace a growth mindset are significantly more likely to achieve long-term success than those with a fixed mindset. So if you're saying to yourself, I am who I am and that's who I'll always be, that's a fixed mindset. The moment you start thinking is, I can be whoever I want to be if I put in time and effort, that's a growth mindset. And that's when things will start to change for you. That's when you'll start to improve. That's when you can not only have the life you want, you will become a person that you are not currently. How many times have you been in that situation where you've sat in there and thought to yourself, you know what, actually, I want to change. And then someone will say something to you and they'll be like, oh, you're not being yourself. That's because you're trying to be the new version, the better version of you. And then all of a sudden, that's made you question yourself. And so you go back to where you were originally. You shouldn't be ashamed if you want to change. You should be proud that you want to better yourself. It's not going to happen overnight. And you will get some people who do question you. They'll be telling you, yeah, you're not yourself. But as well, at the end of the day, when you're not yourself, it could just be highlighting things in their mind, in their world, in their reality that actually just makes them feel uncomfortable. If you're improving and they're not, how do you think they're going to feel? They may feel threatened. They may feel scared. Because at the end of the day, if you're improving, you may become better than them at something. Or B, you may change and the gap between the two of you may grow. But you should never, ever be scared of changing or be worried when someone says to you, you're not being yourself. But how do you start becoming the future version of yourself? The one who has the health, the wealth, the happiness, and the fulfillment. The way you do that is by start imagining the future version of yourself. Picture it vividly. What do they do every day? What habits do they have? How do they act, speak, and carry themselves? This is called reverse engineering your future self. I went into this in a previous episode, and it's one of the most powerful mindset shifts that you can make. So, for example, if the version of you who in the future is fit and healthy, that version of you probably works out regularly. They make conscious food choices. They get enough sleep. They meal prep. They go to the gym or whatever. But if today's version of you skips workouts, hits the drive-through more often than the gym, and just does whatever they want, you're not on the path to your future self. When you start actually imagining that version of you, you can start acting like that person now, even before you're fully there. But when you start acting like your ideal future self, you're more likely to achieve your goals. You don't have to wait until you feel ready, because you may never feel ready. If you want to be the new version of you, you don't sit and wait around. You can be the new version of you right now. What do you want to change in your life? What do you want to do differently? How do you want your future self to be? And so, as always, I'm going to give you some ways to help you in this journey. Again, very easy, minimal time, maximum impact. Yeah, but how do you change yourself? Well, there are 4 ways in which I'm going to show you. And the 4th one is probably the one that worked best for me. The first thing is you need a clear vision of where you want to go. You cannot drive to a destination if you don't know what the destination is. If your goals are fuzzy, vague, your action will be too. You won't know where you want to end up. Write down exactly what you want. Because when you write it down, it actually means that first of all, you're more likely to achieve them. But also, when you see them on paper, you can actually see them from a different perspective. Is this actually what you want? Is this actually what you want your life to look like? So grab yourself a pen and paper. Get specific about what the future version of you looks like. What's their life? What's their reality? And as well, by writing things down, by writing down your goals, you're 42% more likely to achieve them. The next is start small but consistent. Next is don't try to overhaul everything overnight. Consistency is a key to lasting change. Consistency is going to change everything for you. Focus on small daily actions that align with the future version of you. Want to be healthier? Start by adding just 10 minutes of exercise to your day. It may not seem like much, but small steps compound over time. And actually, by just doing that 10 minutes, it means that you're just becoming consistent. And once you've built that consistency, that discipline to do it every day, you can then increase it 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So the consistency will actually give you major lifestyle changes, more than trying to do everything at once when you're doing the one step at a time. The third thing, change your environment. Your environment plays a huge role in who you are. If your surroundings are not supporting the new version of you, it's going to be so much harder to change. That could mean get rid of all the junk food in your cupboards. It could mean throwing out all the rubbish in the rooms where you want to actually keep tidy so you can focus. It could also mean actually getting rid of some of the people around you, or cutting down your time with some of them, so that you can make time for more positive people. You become a product of your environment. So you need to start thinking, is it one that actually pushes you towards a future you want? And the fourth one, this one for me was the game changer. Use positive self-talk and visualization. So for me, I used a lot of positive self-talk, and the words you say to yourself are incredibly powerful. You can use affirmations and you can do visualization to reinforce the future version of yourself. Tell yourself, for example, I am disciplined, I am confident, I am capable. When you use positive self-talk, you are more likely to overcome challenges. Visualize your success every day. See yourself as a person you want to become. So who do you need to become to live the life that you want? The truth is, you have to stop being afraid of becoming someone you're not at the moment and start embracing the person that you need to be in order to have the success, the happiness, and the fulfillment that you want. It doesn't matter if someone says you've changed or you're not being the person you were, because maybe the new person you are is going to get the life that you want. So what's one small change that you can make today to start becoming the future version of yourself? Start with one thing and one thing only. Maybe set a new goal, changing your self-talk, shifting your environment, whatever it is. Start today and commit to it. Remember, your future self is waiting. So thank you for tuning in today to Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. If today's episode inspired you, don't forget to subscribe and share with someone who you think could actually do with hearing this, who's on their journey and is trying to become a new version of themselves. So if you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a review. It really helps my podcast grow and I really appreciate it. And you can also follow me on Instagram at just.live.coaching for more mindset tips and tricks. Until next time, take care of yourself and remember, you have the power to master your mindset. And when you do, you'll end up mastering your life. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.